We are inside and under the roof tonight here at Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario. It's the opener of this 3-game series between the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. It's baseball on MLB Network, and it's coming up next. Marcus Stroman gets the call for game 1 of the series. What's your take on him, H?
Well, Matt, he's had good success against left-handed hitters, hitting under 250 against him. When you're having that kind of success against the left-handers, you're going to be in a lot of games.
Here's Mookie Betts as you get a look at his current righty-lefty splits entering play in this one.
Mookie Betts.
Down the third baseline, but this is foul for the first strike. Harold, as the Jays take the field here tonight, they're on a nice little run, winners of 4 of their last 5 ball games.
Yeah, Matt, I mean, you start a new series coming off of sweeping the other one. You're feeling good right now. The confidence is high. The guys were excited. Talking to them before the game. Batting practice seemed upbeat. They had the music popping, and they were loose, ready to go. So I look for this streak maybe to run for a while.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now, and he enters play today, currently 5th in the American League in hitting. Little chopper back to the mound. Oh, and he can't come up with it, and he will recover in time to get it over to first. Nicely done there as they record the second out.
Jake Lamb.
Jake Lamb standing in now. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Swing and a miss on the sinker, 0-1.
It looks like he just swung right over that sinker right there. What is so hard about a sinker, you have to almost go underneath it and scoop it. If you got one of those swings that goes over the top, you're never going to hit him.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit back up the middle. And that'll get on past Tulowitzki. It's a base hit. So that'll extend the inning, and with 2 away, bring up Corey Seager.
Well, a couple things with that base hit right there by the 3-hitter. One, he thought he was going to get out of this inning pretty easy, and now you put him in a stretch. The middle of this lineup is no joke. He can find himself in danger real quick.
Here's Corey Seager. As he'll come up empty that time on a sinker. It's strike 1. And he's got that batting lineup near the 300 mark entering play. Now the 0-1. Swing and a liner. But this will be a foul ball. Now the 0-2 pitch. Hit hard on the ground to second. And that's through for a hit.
Batting fifth.
Now to the plate, David Peralta. He was not much of a factor at the plate during yesterday's win as he took an 0-for-4 line. And he got him out in front that time. Strike 1.
Well, he's got himself in a little bit of a jam, but I tell you what, he does as good a job as anybody. First and second, 2 outs. Now watch how he pitches on the corners and tries to get himself out of this.
Now a fastball is lifted into the air to shallow center. And that's going to fall for a base hit. Throw comes in quickly here, and that'll prevent the runner at third from testing things here.
Well, that one's going to load the bases up. They held the runner up. They're really looking for a big inning right here, trying to get a big strike out of the next 2 hitters coming up.
Into the box now, Johnny Bench. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. He'll check in with an average still south of 230. 2 home runs and 5 driven in. Set to deliver the 0-1. Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate.
He put himself in a good position jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he comes back to get him. So a great job pitching out of it with the bases loaded. Rick Porcello will be on the mound for the series opener. What do we need to know here, HR?
Well, Matt, we're watching a guy who's the reigning champion of the Cy Young in the American League last year. He's the American League Cy Young Award winner. That speaks volumes to his stuff and how he gets himself ready for games. He's always prepared. Lineups are afraid of him, and regardless if he's having a good outing or not, the stuff carries. So I want to see him have a good outing today.
Harold Reynolds, this Red Sox ball club entering play here tonight. They've got to be considered one of, if not the hottest team in baseball right now. Winners of 8 of their last 10 ball games.
Yeah, Matt, this is a really good club. I mean, here we are the second half of the year. They're already leading the division, but now they're starting to open up a lead. It looks like it's almost like the quarter horse that you know is going to win this race, and he starts to pour it on to embarrass everybody. They're smelling the finish line right now.
Betts is going to be the one that makes that play, and he had a long ways to go to record the first down. With that, let's take a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup. What's the key for them to win this series opener, Harold?
Well, Matt, they're not going to run. I mean, they don't put a lot of pressure on you trying to steal bases. They'll take the extra base if they need to, but they don't run much. They're a team that sits there. They're going to be a lot base to base, rely a lot on the power. This is a total contrast to what we've been seeing throughout the league the last couple of years.
First pitch of the at-bat. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. In his career against Porcello, comes in with 6 hits in 23 at-bats. And a curveball. This one clocked at 78, and it's 0-2. Swing and a miss as he ran that two-seamer right by him for the second out. Here's the third baseman, Josh Donaldson. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. This is in the air out to right field. Betts has a read on it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Blue Jays go down in order. Still no score. Stepping up now, Andrew Benintendi. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game.
Andrew
Into the windup and the pitch. On the ground up the middle. That gets through, and he'll start the inning off with a base hit. So a base hit to kick things off here, and there's a man aboard to start out their half of the second.
Well, he hasn't been able to get comfortable, Matt. That's what's happening right here. He's back in the stretch again. The first inning, he spent the whole inning in the stretch. It seemed like he ended it with the bases loaded. Right here, a leadoff single puts him right back in the stretch here in the second.
He's set. Here it comes. Dustin Pedroia stands in as he can't connect here. 0-1. From the belt, the pitch. And here's one that misses to Pedroia, and the count evens at 1-1. Head-to-head history with Marcus Stroman. 7 hits in 18 at-bats. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And he'll rein it in as the count moves to 1-2. And he'll stay alive here as this is chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Swung on and missed as Pedroia's retired for the first out.
All right, here's how the Jays line up defensively, brought to you by Majestic. In this day and age with analytics and the shift applied all over the field, this team is old school. They may be a dinosaur. They don't shift as much as everybody else. They play that station.
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. Red Sox go down. In now, Jose Bautista. And the average isn't pretty. Down into the roaring 220s to begin the ball game. And here's a called strike to the 36-year-old veteran. It's 0-1. And this is going to be a foul ball.
Ooh, that was a good pitch to hit. He wants that one back. He was just a little bit late on it.
And another foul ball. And here's a ball hit in the air. And no one will get this one. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. back up the middle. Pedroia has it. And he's set down, one away.
Okay, let's take a look at the defense for the Boston Red Sox, brought to you by Majestic. They are in the top 5 in the most errors committed by a team. So it's not just one player that's kicking the ball, but it's been routinely as a team. And when you're giving up that many errors and make that many mistakes, you're not going to win many ball games.
Here's Kendrys Morales. In his career against Porcello, he's got 5 base hits in 28 tries. He's taken him deep once. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. A fastball right down the middle for a strike.
Oh, that's for sure going to be a pitch he wants back. You're not going to get many balls right in the wheelhouse from a top-level arm like this. Every time you go out there to start a game on the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
Swing and a miss as he ran that two-seamer right by him for the second out.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
Here's Steve Pearce now, and he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. The average sitting at 292 here to start play. 24 home runs and 71 runs batted in. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. We'll move to the third with no score. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Mookie Betts. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game. Hard hit ball to second. Scooped up on the backhand. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. And with one away, we'll bring you a look at the current division standings, and you can see these guys have their work cut out for them if they want to make noise in the division. Striding in once again, Paul Goldschmidt. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Just a bit jumpy that time. Swung on and missed. Lined hard toward right center. And Goldschmidt's aboard. It's a base hit.
7 games. Hey, that's 1 week of swing bat pretty good. He's comfortable right now.
Jake Lamb.
Digging in for his second at bat, Jake Lamb. He singled his last time up. First pitch on its way. And this one's in the dirt. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. A swinging bunt to the mound. And he won't even think about second as he'll flip on to first for the sure out.
The batter, number 11.
Ready for another chance. Corey Seager, a base hit in his first trip. In the dirt here, and a nice job keeping it close. It's ball 1. Here it comes, 1-0. Bat explodes as this has popped up. On to Pierce at first, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Red Sox. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Back alongside Harold Reynolds and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as the shortstop Troy Tulowitzki heads in to start out the inning. Into the windup and the pitch. Now a swing and a chopper foul right at home plate. In his career against Porcello, 4 hits in 18 at-bats. Good break to that one, and he's in command, 0-2. Tulowitzki comes up empty there as he swings and misses for the first out.
Well, he certainly wasn't intimidated on the mound right there. He had to stare down a really good hitter, and instead of working around the zone, he challenged him with 3 straight good pitches. I like that he didn't give his opponent too much credit.
Sends that one out of play for strike one. The numbers coming in. He's at 255, 18 homers, and 58 runs batted in. And that misses 1-1. Ground ball left side. Seager has it, and now against his body, a jump throw. And he'll beat the throw to first despite a fantastic effort. And that ought to be scored an infield single. Hold on here, though. You can see the skipper heading out of the dugout now, so that very close safe call might be challenged.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about him being safe either, but here's another shot of it right here. Not easy to tell for sure from that shot. Going to be interesting to see what they want to do with this one.
And it looks like a no from the bench, so they will not challenge the play, and the call will spit first base. Here's Melvin Upton Jr. now, and he really thrives in the batter's box here at home. Something to keep an eye on in this one. That's by him for strike one. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Takes a knee-high fastball. Has a look. Now the pitch. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd. Foul. Now another 1-2. He takes strike three called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are two away.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
And that'll bring up the speedy Devin Travis. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. And he gets ahead 0-1. Comes set with the 0-1. And this is popped fouled off to the right and back into the seats. Got him looking, and that ends the inning. Blue Jays held in check. We'll head to the fourth, still scoreless. Coming to the plate now, David Peralta. He'll try to get it going here to begin the fourth.
David Peralta.
Heading out towards shallow right. Bautista has a read on it. Makes the play, one away. Settling in now, Johnny Bench. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Johnny Bench.
Here's the first pitch to him. And now the second pitch of the inning is in the air to right. And that's in there, base hit. It's like magic or something. He's given up a boatload of hits, but they haven't been able to chase a runner home.
And that's just another base hit in a long line of many. Seems like he's been pitching from the stretch the entire game, but somehow he's still got a shutout going. We'll see how long he can make this last.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. The 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. On the move is Bautista. 2 gone. And he will scurry back to first as he'll think twice about trying to move up.
Now batting number 15, second baseman Dustin Pedroia.
Here's the second baseman now, Dustin Pedroia. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded back up the middle. Up with it now is Tulowitzki. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Red Sox leave one. On to the bottom of the fourth now, still with no score. So digging in now, Kevin Pillar.
Leading off the
0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Center fielder, number 11.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Betts has a read on it. He's got it 1 away.
Third baseman, number 20.
Stepping in, Josh Donaldson. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here's a two-seamer inside to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. Still all zeros in the run column here in the fourth inning. Dan, does this continue, or does somebody score here?
I think this continues for a while, Matt. Both of these pitchers are throwing very well, throwing strikes, having good command of their off-speed pitches. This is going to be one of those low-scoring affairs.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
I'll tell you right now, this guy has a shutout going, and it's been all business. He's not messing around trying to pick at corners. He's being aggressive in the zone, and he's attacking each and every one of these hitters up to this point.
Jose Bautista stands in as he looks at a called strike.
I really love the way he's attacking hitters on that first pitch. It's over 80% first pitch strikes in this game, and that's why he's having such great success.
Here it comes. Here's a high pop-up. Lamb is there for it. And that retires the side. Blue Jays go down in order through 4. Still tied, 0-0. Digging in to try it again, Rusney Castillo. He's in to get things going here in inning number 5.
Rusney Castillo.
Into the windup and the pitch. Line drive to left. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. So it's a leadoff base hit to start the Red Sox half of the inning.
Well, Matt, we've watched him struggle early, but you always talk about in-game adjustments. Right here, he jumps on the first pitch. They look more aggressive. It look like they've changed their whole game plan to come out now and start firing on all cylinders.
Here's Mookie Betts. And this one's in the dirt. The 0-1 on its way. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Upton giving chase. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning.
First baseman number 44, Paul Goldschmidt.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Here's the first pitch to him. Oh, what a pitch to start the at-bat there. It's 0-1.
Well, that's not a good pitch for him to hit. Look, this fella's got so much power, but you got to bring the pitch into the zone. Chasing that one there, right there, I'd go back and throw it to him again.
Towards second, and this is knocked down on the mound.
Infield single, as innocent as it may sound, that might be a rally starter right there.
Now batting, third baseman, Jake Lamb.
Ready for another shot now. Jake Lamb, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. First pitch on its way. And a feeble swing that time. It's 0-1. Swung on and hit softly on a line, but this is a foul ball. Now the 0-2 pitch. Tried to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes.
This is a big spot right here. 2 runners on. You got a 0-2 count. You waste 1. Now you make it work. Throw one in the dirt, throw one high, make him chase it, and you got a chance to strand those runners on base. Well, when you're hitting with 2 strikes, you're just in battle mode. Right there, he gets a breaking ball. He just fouled it off. Got a piece of it and stays alive.
Hit to first, fielded by Pierce. Tulowitzki for 1. On to Pierce. It's a double play, and the inning is over. So they pick up no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. Here's Kendrys Morales. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Designated hitter, Kendrys Morales.
Liner toward right center. Castillo is right there, 1 down.
Now batting.
A little bit over halfway home tonight, bottom of the 5th, as we get a look at our line score to this point. And boy, just 1 hit for these guys, and they have not swung the bats well. That's putting it mildly. Steve Pierce is in with 1 away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Hit weakly back to the mound. Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And the recovery's too late as he's able to beat the throw to first.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 2, Troy.
Here's Troy Tulowitzki now. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Now this is chopped fouled at home plate. It's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Hit hard to short. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
Well, he hit that ball hard right there. I think he got a little bit lucky. If it's at somebody,
catcher,
probably a double play ball instead of a single.
Russell Martin.
Russell Martin now, as he can't catch up on a fastball at the letters, and it's strike 1. And Dan, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does, and he really spotted that pitch.
Looks at a slider over the outer half for strike 2.
Well, that'll get your head shaken at the plate. That's a pitch he hasn't used much in this game. Now he throws that for a strike, and you add that to the rest of his repertoire. Man, it's tough to cover them all.
And Martin swings and misses that time on a good pitch, and he's gone on strikes for route number 2.
It's been a really rough day for this lineup. There's really no other way to say it. Not a lot of good scoring opportunities, and when they've had them, like right now, it's just been an uphill battle for them to make anything positive happen.
Popped high in the air. And he will make the play back there, and an opportunity goes by the boards here as that will end the inning. Blue Jays leave a pair. 6th inning coming up. Still zip, zip. Here's Corey Seager. A hit in 2 tries so far.
Shortstop, Corey Seager.
And this pitch just about saws him off as he can't get extended at all. It's strike 1. Well, he's having a good amount of success here, Dan, even though he hasn't really gotten a ton of swings and misses.
Yeah, it amazes me how every game you pitch can be so different, Matt. Sometimes it feels like guys can't touch you and you're just punching everyone out. But other times you don't have your good stuff and you really rely on movement and location to get outs. That's been the case for him today, and it's really working.
And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Another single. You talk about putting hits together and having nothing to show for it. They've got a bunch of hits and are yet to score.
David Peralta.
Stepping in now, David Peralta. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Bautista has a read on it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
The catcher, number 5, Johnny Bench.
Digging in and looking for more, Johnny Bench. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far. Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Now here's a ball hit in the air to straightaway right field. This ball's got plenty of carry to it, and it is out of here. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. 3rd home run for him on the year, and that gives the Red Sox a 2-0 lead.
Man, he's kicking himself after that pitch. As soon as it left his hand, he knew it was a mistake. The next thing he knew, it was screaming through the night sky and over the fence.
The left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi stands in, as he'll go after a curveball out of the zone to start the at-bat. It's 0-1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Swing and a liner. And that'll get on past Tulowitzki. It's a base hit.
That's another base hit for him. I got to say, though, they've had a really hard time turning
15,
all these hits to anything productive on the scoreboard.
PEDROIA.
Only 2 runs to this point, so stranded runners has been the theme most of the game. We'll see if they can cash in here.
Your attention,
so now the Jays manager will make his way out toward the mound, and he's going to motion for his bullpen here. That'll do it for the starter tonight. Joe Biagini enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. Here it comes, 1-0. A swing and a miss at a ball down.
As a hitter, you know the pitcher's trying to work you down around the knees in a double play situation, so making him get a pitch up and actually in the zone is a must.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Now a pitch runs in on him here, and all he can do is flare one foul off to the right side. Ready on 1 and 2. This one's down to 3rd. Donaldson's there. 1 there. On to 1st. And talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. 1 batter, 2 outs, and the inning is over. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. And that'll bring up the speedy Devin Travis. He'll start the inning. And we're back to the top of the order, but they haven't looked too dangerous in this one yet, right, guys?
Well, none of them have any hits yet, so you're right on the money. They've done a great job of holding these guys down so far.
Another opportunity for him here, so we'll see if anything changes. And this ball's heading for the seats down the right side as the count will move to 0-2 now. Line towards center field. Castillo patrolling center makes the play. 1 out.
Center fielder number 11.
Ready once again, Kevin Pillar. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. Starts things here with a changeup for a called strike. The windup and the 0-1. Chopped weakly to the left. On to 1st, and a good stretch over there is going to get him by a step for the 2nd out.
3rd baseman number 20, Josh Donaldson.
Here's the 3rd baseman, Josh Donaldson. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Liner toward right center, and that's into the gap and should be extra bases. He takes the turn and heads for 2nd. He hit the corner and tries for 3rd. And he is into 3rd with a 2-out triple.
Yeah, he was on cruise control for a while, posting a lot of zeros, but after he gives up that triple, he's going to need to put some work in if he's going to get out of this inning unscathed.
Here comes the right fielder, Jose Bautista, as he swings and lifts it in the air out to left field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. No damage done after the 2-out triple. On to the back third tonight. Stick around on MLB Network. Back here at Rogers Center in Toronto. Red Sox on top in this one as we get set for the 7th. But first, here's a look at our game summary to this point. And some action now in the Toronto bullpen as a right-hander starts to get loose. Rusney Castillo is in for the 3rd time as he looks at a ball high. It's 1-0. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. Here it comes on 1-1. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Oh, and he has some trouble with it. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Well, as we take another look at it, you can see that this thing kind of handcuffed him and he couldn't make the play. Comes off the heel of the glove, and the leadoff man is aboard.
In now, Mookie Betts. And he's first pitch swinging here as he lines this one into left field for a base hit. Digging in to try it again. Paul Goldschmidt is looking for hit number 3 here in this at-bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. This ball's hit in the air down the right side and out of play. 0-1.
Well, these hitters can expect to see a heavy dose of that big fastball from this reliever. It's a major part of his arsenal.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And a neck-high fastball that time. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And this one runs a little too far in. Ball 2.
A lot of times you see guys get too aggressive and try to do too much at the plate with guys on, but right here he's doing a great job of waiting on the right pitch. Got himself ahead in the count now.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. And that one right down Main Street.
Wow, not sure what you're looking for right there, but that one was pretty much middle center cut. Tough pitch to take.
He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. And this is swung on and missed. And boy, they took care of a key man there. 1 away.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
Jake Lamb standing in now as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And this is headed to play to the left. Ready with the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt here. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
Runners are at first and second with 1 away. Now a ball lined toward the alley in left center. Upton will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the 2nd out of the inning. The tag at 3rd, and they got him a double play, and very quickly here the side is retired. No runs on 1 base hit, 1 error in the inning, and a man left on. Bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch here in Toronto. The Red Sox on top 2-0. Ready for another chance? Kendrys Morales. He'll start things out here in the bottom of inning number 7.
Kendrys Morales.
pitch on the way. Here's Porcello back at it now as he gets ahead of the leadoff man. No balls and a strike.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ball game. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
Hit sharply on the ground. That's through, and he's got his first base hit. He's 1 for 3.
Well, that first pitch single right there, something we haven't seen much this game. Maybe they'll be more aggressive now, jumping first pitch instead of finding themselves in the hole. A lot of the at-bats we've seen in this game so far.
Here's Troy Tulowitzki now. Shatters the bat as this is hit on the ground. Throw not in time as he's able to leg it out.
Well, that's called smelling the base hit right there. He beats out an infield single. Not everybody hustles out of the box, but he darn sure knew he better, and he did.
Russell Martin now, and his guys are looking to erase that donut on the scoreboard with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Matt, they've been really shut down so far in this one. They've had runners on base, but haven't been able to string anything together.
Matt, this is getting a little ridiculous. That strike right there puts him at 90% of hitters he's throwing first pitch strike to. You do that, yeah, you're going to dominate lineups.
So he ran the fastball by him for the punch out. Russell Martin becomes the 2nd out of the bottom of the 7th. Melvin Upton Jr. is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1.
Love that pitch right there, and he executed it perfectly. A big arcing curveball that starts at the batter's hip and then just bends onto the inside corner. A lot of hitters have a tendency to open up way too early, and they can't make good contact on that pitch.
No runs, 5 hits, 1 error thus far for Toronto. Again, he sends it out of play.
I like the pitch right there. 2-strike fastball out of the zone. See if he'll chase. I'd go even further out this time. See if he chases it again.
And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate.
That's 4 foul balls in a row. He's battling, no doubt.
On the ground, back up the box, and it'll get through into center field. A base hit. And that's going to bring in the run from second to make this a 1-run game now.
Well, he really picked his teammate up right there with 2 outs and following a strikeout to get the base hit and drive a run in. That is really a special feeling. But, man, he really lifted his team up with that.
And that'll bring up the speedy Devin Travis. Been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Hit on the ground out to short. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. J.P. Howell has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 56, J.P. Howell.
Here's Corey Seager. He'll have a new pitcher waiting for him as we begin their half of the 8th.
Corey Seager.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Pillar's there. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
The batter, number 7.
Eighth inning now for the visiting Red Sox
hitter,
as they lead this one over their American League
Peralta.
Eastern Division rivals. You get a look at the line score to this point in the contest. Ready for another shot now, David Peralta. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Here comes the first pitch. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Around first, digging for 2. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
When you're leading by 1 run, you want to do everything you can to add to the lead and give your bullpen a little breathing room. It makes a big difference, so double here goes a long way towards making that a real possibility.
Johnny Bench will stand in again as we flash you back to earlier. He's accounted for their only runs of the ball game on 1 swing of the bat, as this was the swing right here. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Sliced hard but foul. Look out over there. 1 out and a runner on second base. And this one's in the dirt. Now a swing and a fly ball. And foul. A pause and the 0-2. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. On the move is Pilar. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. The relay throw.
Up next for the Red Sox, left fielder Andrew Benintendi.
The left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi stands in. He's 2 for 3 thus far. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch breaks his bat as this one's popped up, and he'll avoid the fragments out there to make the catch that ends the inning. 1 left for the Red Sox. They lead it 2-1. Digging in once again, Kevin Pilar. He's gone hitless in this one, Dan, and he's not alone.
No, he's not, Matt. This lineup has had no answer for their opponent on the mound so far.
Into the windup and the pitch. Very weakly on the ground, but it's foul. Strike 1. 0-1 count and the pitch. Hit softly on the ground to third. Lamb gonna have to hurry. A quick out, number 1.
Third baseman, number 20, Josh Donaldson.
Here's the third baseman, Josh Donaldson. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Third baseman hugging the line here. Now the first pitch. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
He's been doing
into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. A breaking ball over the outside corner for strike 2.
Well, he finds himself down 0-2, but you know what? He looked at the first 2 pitches, but they were different pitches, both down. Good pitchers' pitches. Sometimes you got to tip your cap.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he struck him out. The 10th victim set down on strikes thus far. And some action now in the Boston bullpen as a right-hander's up and throwing. And this is fouled at the plate. Our pitcher's duel continues here, 2-1. Here comes Sox manager John Farrell on his way out to the mound. And that's going to be all now for Rick Porcello. Tyler Thornburg enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning. Ground ball sent back up the middle. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. Our score remains 2-1. Welcome back to MLB Network. A shot there of the nighttime beauty of this terrific Canadian city.
Please.
Jason Grilli enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Here's the second baseman now, Dustin Pedroia. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. Hit on the ground to third. Donaldson's up with it. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Now batting, center fielder, Rusney Castillo.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Rusney Castillo. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And now the Blue Jays get a left-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. First pitch of the at-bat. A fastball right down the middle for a strike. Oh, 0-1, here it comes. Sent on the ground out to second. Over to the first baseman, Pierce, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting.
Hey, not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Here's Mookie Betts. Lifetime versus Jason Grilli. He's gone 3 for 6. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck. Here's the 0-1. And boy, was he ever fooled on that pitch. It's 0-2 now.
Well, he was clearly looking for a fastball right there, and that slider got right to him and went whoop, slid to the side, and as a result, you got an ugly swing and miss.
The 0-2 home struck him out, so it remains a 1-run lead as they head in for their final set of swings. Down in order go the Red Sox. They still lead it 2-1. Here's Kendrys Morales, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame.
Designated hitter, Kendrys Morales.
Craig Kimbrell comes on looking for a save here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Number 46, Craig Kimbrell.
Swing and a miss, 0-1.
You know what I've been impressed with? He's really used that fastball to his advantage, and he's recognized the fact he's throwing it by people. So he's continued to dominate with that heater and not check off of it much.
The 0-1 pitch. And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. Here's the 0-2. There's a swing and a high pop-up. Seager is there for it. He's got it one away.
Up next for the Blue Jays, first baseman, Steve Pearce.
Here's Steve Pearce now. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1. Takes a knee-high fastball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Looking at strike 2, a fastball that catches the inside corner. And here's a ball hit in the air. Goldschmidt is there, and folks are starting to head for the exits now. 2 gone here in the ninth.
Batting, the shortstop, number 2, Troy Tulowitzki.
Striding in once again, Troy Tulowitzki. And in previous meetings with Craig Kimbrell, he's gone 2 for 8. He's also gone down on strikes 5 times. First pitch on its way. The high fastball is in there. Comes set, and the 0-1. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2, so the Blue Jays are down to their final strike now. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Just more of the same from Craig Kimbrell. He comes out of the bullpen and fires a scoreless 9th inning to pick up the save. Business as usual from one of the best in the game.
Close one tonight, 2-1 the final score. Rick Porcello earns his 8th victory of the season as he racked up 10 strikeouts in the effort. Craig Kimbrell wraps it up for the save, his 32nd of the season. So that's a wrap here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Harold Reynolds and Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB Network. Good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game tonight.